Hello! In today's video, we're going to be ranking every single brawler inside of Solo Showdown, so without further ado, let's just get to it. We have so many brawlers to rank, so let's get to it. Alright, so there's 55 brawlers in the game. I'm not going to count Eve because I don't have Eve, and Eve is really weird. We haven't really seen much from Eve. Like, she's really good, but she's not good. She hasn't been here long enough to actually estimate how good she is, so I won't be talking about Eve, but let's get to it. Now, I'm going to blast through these incredibly quickly, so if you have any questions about our ranking, just let me know in the comments and I'll be sure to reply. Number 54 is Poco, low DPS, low everything, really bad. Number 53 is Penny, similar thing, except her super is useless. Number 52, Jessie, a little bit better than Penny because her super is slightly more useful. Number 51, Nita, because her super is slightly more useful. Number 50, Squeak, because there are a lot of brawls like Leon and Edgar that completely counter Squeak until they get bad. They're really good until they get bad. He is number 50. 49 is Barley, low DPS, not much HP, easily gets targeted, both gadgets don't really offer much. Number 48, Dynamite, 99% of the players can't really use him correctly. If you do, he's really good. Until then, he's not. Number 47, Sprout, similar thing, low DPS, but his supers and gadgets allows him with a little bit more control. Number 46 is 8-bit, overall slow, really bad, hitting your shots, really difficult. Gets targeted a lot. Number 45, Tick. He's surprisingly good because people catch him off guard. People don't really understand how good he actually is, and they'll just run into him foolishly, and then they'll just die because they won't expect him to do as good as he actually does. Number 44 is Mr. PP. He can utilize his pets a little bit better than other brawlers like Penny and Jessie, so he's just higher. Number 43 is Grom. He's not amazing, but he's very consistent. Consistency is what we want in solos. Number 42 is Meg. It really depends on who you spawn by. If the person they spawn by is an absolute dump truck, then they'll feed you your super in half a second, but if they're actually good at the game, then you're stuffed. Number 41 is Piper. Reason is because her gadget allows her to push back brawlers. Her super allows her to run away a little bit better than other brawlers. Number 40 is B. After getting Honeycomb removed from her after it being broken, she's not that amazing after. Number 39 is Nani. The gadget is just so good. Her super and her actual attacking isn't amazing. Just her gadget is so good where it allows you to just shield so much damage, and it just allows you to just survive so long. Number 38 is Belle. Belle is quite opinionated. A lot will agree and a lot will disagree, but overall she's good because of her gadgets, stunning people while actually slowing them down. Her attacks does a lot of damage. In the right hands, she's really good. Next is Mortis. Mortis is really good, but the problem is a lot of the time people are in team with Mortis and people will target Mortis. He's really just neglected in solos, and the community has just decided that they don't want to team with him, so he's not that good. Next is Ruffs. Ruffs is overall pretty decent, but he just doesn't have a lot offering than other brawls do. Next is Griff. Griff has really high DPS, overall pretty decent. Next is Rico. Rico has really nice bounce shots, helps him to do a lot of damage, and also his second gadget helps him to survive really long. Next is Gene. Gene has his pull to steal kills, and he has his gadget to push away brawlers, good survivability. Next on the list is Byron, which is at number 32, and the reason is because Byron has every single ability he has to help him in Solo Showdown. Next is Bo. Both of his star powers is really good. It just depends on how you want to play him. Overall, really good brawler. Next is Lou, and the reason is because Lou is really underrated and his stun is really good. Next is Brock. Brock has really good stats. I don't need to explain why. Rosa, one of the worst tanks, overall pretty decent against other brawlers like Jessie and Penny, but a horrible tank nonetheless. Next is Jackie, slightly better than Rosa. Reason is because she can open up walls way better than Rosa, especially in Feast or Famine. She's just a beast in it if you play correctly. Next is Sandy, and the reason is because Sandy's stun is really good, his super is really good, nice abilities. Next is Bull. In the right hands, Bull is a beast. In the wrong hands, Bull with his second gadget is pretty decent nonetheless. Next is Colt. Once again, in the right hands, he's really good. In the wrong hands, he's really good as well because of his second gadget. It allows him to break open walls, which allows him to do some pretty nice damage. Next on the list is Ems. She would be higher, but the problem is every single brawl that gets released, it's a chance that there'll just be another brawl to counter her because of her first gadget being like the main thing to actually carry Ems. It's just, she's slowly going to get worse unless there's a change. Next is Carl. Both gadgets is really good for him, so he's pretty decent nonetheless. Next is Lola. Lola is not that amazing, but comparing to how she used to be, Lola is pretty decent, but she doesn't compare to how she used to be. Overall though, pretty decent. Next is Colette, she does good damage, she has good stats, happy day. Next is Pam, used to be really good, she slowly lost it, slowly getting worse. Next is Frank, Frank is pretty okay, we're at number 19, no, we're at number 18 by the way. At 17 is BB, overall decent stats. Next is Ash, he's got good abilities to help him in solos. Next is Amber, the most consistent brawler in the game, and consistency is what you want in solos. Next is Buzz, Buzz is pretty decent, he has some good stuff going for him, and he's pretty free. Next is Spike, Spike does good damage, he's really low skill, he has Curveball, which is really good. Number 12 is Crow, overall really good, really bad when it comes to teamers though. Next is Shelley, she used to be pretty good, but now she's not as amazing. She's still pretty good where you can grind her rank 35 though. Next is Daryl, Daryl is also really good. Number 9 is Fang, Fang is also really good. Number 8 is El Primo, he could be higher, but he's not because he's only good when everybody teams. Next is Stu, Stu's really good, problem is he's not higher because he's very ping dependent. If you have really high ping, you can't play Stu. If you have low ping, you can play him. Next is Taro, if you play her patiently and correctly, you will win every single match. Next is Edgar, I don't need to explain why, he's just pretty decent. Number 4 is Max, Max is really good, that's why she has number 4. Number 3 is Gale, and I would actually say Gale could be better than Leon, which number 2 by the way is Leon. I would say Gale can be better than Leon, but number 3 is Gale, number 2 is Leon. Number 1, let me know if you guessed number 1 correctly or what you think is number 1. It is Surge. Surge has TP, Surge has a good super, Surge can counter close range, Surge can counter far range, Surge can dash over walls, Surge's super can protect him from damage, Surge's super can do damage, Surge's super can allow him to team wipe, Surge's attacks are easy to hit. He's overall the best brawler in solos. For those reasons, hands down, he's the best brawler, and he's just overall really good. Alright, so that's going to do it for today's video. Let me know if you agree in the comments. I couldn't really explain every single brawler, every single reason why, because I just didn't have the time. But if you are curious on some rankings, just let me know in the comments and I'll explain my thoughts between the ranking. And yeah, we can have some discussion in the comments. Let me know what you think is your ranking. So yeah, that's going to do it for today's video. Have a good one.